we have with us is Sir, if available, Muralidharan sir. Is he there? He is an expert speaker from India. Yes, sir. Welcome to ABCG International Talks, sir. Kindly continue. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Good evening, all. Greetings, and I'm Muralidharan from Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. I work for a college, and before commencing my topic, I would like to thank Mr. Akash and ABCD International for the opportunity given. The topic I'm going to deliver today is about personality development. Of course, the personality development topic is a big topic. It cannot be done in few minutes. But still, because I used to handle for 2 hours for our students. But due to the time limit, scenario is different. So I'm concising it into a short thing. Let's go into the topic. Actually, personality development encompasses the dynamic contribution and decontribution of integrative characteristics that distinguishes an individual in terms of interpersonal behavioral traits, meaning different people have different traits, different behavioral aspects, ultimately leads to personality. So those things has to be dealt in a very different manner, because basically personality, it deals with self-learning, self-understanding. It is actually, to define it in a simple word, we can say like it's a process of developing and enhancing one's personality, which helps an individual to gain confidence and high self-esteem. Of course, it have a positive impact on communication skill as well, which ultimately providing a way to see the world. So these things has to be inculcated into an individual, where a person might be having different traits. But only thing a person should not feel himself or herself is that they should not have any doubt about their capabilities. Because, say, actually capabilities differs. Different people have different. Earlier I said about construction, deconstruction with integrative characters, which has which has differentiation between interpersonal behavior among different people. But for that, I prefer to explain in a what do you call, like in some small example way, 2 aspects. Though there are many, I prefer 2 things due to time constraint. Those 2 things which I wanted to tell is about self-description and self-awareness. So this self-description and self-awareness are the 2 things which are most important, which is important in the sense for the personality development. In the self-description, which means a person has to explain or has to understand about themselves. 5 points which I would like to emphasize. Number 1, the person has to understand who am I. Though I am telling about me, the person who is actually sitting in the scenario has to analyze who am I, who is. And then number 2, what am I like? Who am I? What am I like? And what others are perceiving about me. 4th one is what strength we have. And 5th one, what is the qualities? What are the skills which been understood and how to develop it? So these are the 5 things as a self-description. So one has to describe themselves. Who am I? What am I like? What are the strengths? What others are perceiving about us, about me, and what are the skills which has to be developed. So when these things has to be developed, automatically what happens? They can develop. But for that, what they need to do? As an example, as a hint, I can give to know about these things. I can say like meditation or yoga or jumping, anything you can take up. There are people who can do those things. There are people who cannot do these things. Those who can able to do, their personality level is something different because they have the potentiality. But those people can't do that because it requires perseverance. Whether it is yoga, whether it is meditation, whether it is jumping, even walking, anything, it requires patience, perseverance. a kind of so those things has to be there. Whomever has that one, as I said, behavioral traits, those having that strength, they can have, their potentiality is more and their personality more and increases. And those who are able to not to do, there are some people who cannot continue because it has to be continuous. Whether they start walking, whether they do yoga, whether they do more meditation, it has to be a continuous process. Whomever stops, it has a problem with their personality. So once they found they have some issues, the problem, it has to be a solution has to be found out. It has to be improvised. So those things, that's what I said earlier. Never degrade among themselves. The capabilities are something different, but need to find out what is the problem to find a solution. So those things, the deviation made like capabilities, not capabilities. In that way, these two things can be divided. It's another example. As I said about this self-description, about 5 points. Self-awareness. So self-awareness, now we have we have 4 things. We have a window. How to analyze those things which I said about understanding among themselves. Self-understanding. Where we stand. We have some issues. Find that one. Find a solution. And for that, we have a window. In that window, we have 4 things. Open, and then blind, and then hidden, and then the last one, unknown. These 4 things, basically, see, open in the sense, a person who knows about himself and others knows about himself, which means it's open. Blind, the person, he knows about himself, but others doesn't know, which means he knows about himself, but he tells something to others. So naturally, others will not know. Hidden, he has something which he himself doesn't know. He has some talent, but others might be knowing it. How? Due to some accidental way, they will be knowing. But the person actually, he might not know it. So that is hidden way. Unknown, the person doesn't know, and others also doesn't know. So these are the 4 things. Person knows, others knows. Person doesn't know, others knows. Person knows, others doesn't know. And person knows and others knows. So these things we categorize into open, blind, hidden, and unknown. So these are the 4 traits where self-awareness created. With that one, people can understand how it has been grown up, how self-description, what is the problem, what is the issues, where we can find out. There are a lot of definitions we have to find out how to manage anger using handling put down. One, if somebody is insulting, naturally we should not insult back. We should ignore it because we know about ourselves. If you find out who you are and if you are able to control your anger, if somebody is insulting you, just ignore. You don't insult back. When you insult back, it keeps continuing. So there will not be a full stop. So their anger has to be managed. If whomever can able to manage anger, the personality is very great. And whomever cannot control the anger, if the handling put downs is not proper, then the personality is coming down. So they need to emphasize for that one. So whichever problems, it has to be, find out the problem, find the solution. So these are the few things which I would like to specify in this topic. And I know about the time limit, so I'm shorting things and all. Thank you again so much. Hope you listen in a formal manner. And I take again this opportunity to thank Mr. Akash and ABCD for providing me the opportunity. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir. Awesome. Nice tips.
Thank you so much, sir, for letting us know how we can control our anger. Even sometimes when I am angry, I feel like, yes, I should also. Because, yes, it is actually restricting our energies. Thank you for putting insight to such a wonderful topic, although the time span was short. But you were wonderful explaining the things. At least 2 points were clear, self-awareness and self-description. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And we'll be waiting for you to hear more. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.